Hey everyone, I'm Parker, co-founder of Deco Exchange. Ever been told that crafting is just a hobby? Well, we've turned our passion for crafting into a thriving 8-figure business, surrounded ourselves with an incredible community, and learned countless valuable lessons along the way. From navigating business challenges to celebrating wins, we've seen firsthand that makers mean business. Join me as we dive deep into these stories, strategies, and secrets behind making your craft a successful enterprise. Because here at Makers Mean Business, we're all about proving that makers aren't just making, they're building dreams and running businesses. What is up, everyone? It is Parker here with the Makers Mean Business podcast. Y'all, I am back for episode 5. Episode 507, y'all. We've just got a couple more, or I guess 3 more episodes of this series. I'm talking all about live selling, and really it's interchangeable with just going live in general. But today I want to talk a little bit about what I would say or what I would recommend or what I think you guys should think about after the video is over. After the live video is over, what the heck happens? I think the first thing is maybe you could just take a breath because it's done. I know going live is really scary for a lot of people, especially if it's the first time or the first few times you've done it. So first things first, just give yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of, you should be proud. You should be proud of what you've done. And it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of nerve to do all that. So good for you. So when it comes to actually maybe being a little more analytical or thinking a little bit more, or I guess strategically, what to do after the video is over. The first thing, honestly, and it may sound a little weird, but this has been something that I've been implementing in a lot of my personal life as well as business life is, y'all, I keep a journal with me. And I write down feelings. I'm laughing because it's goofy to say out loud, but it's just something that has really been really helpful to me. But anywho, writing down feelings, writing down thoughts. Maybe you had some ideas during the video, or maybe there's some things that are fresh in your mind. You're like, oh, next time I definitely need to do this. Or if you listen to a few of the earlier episodes where I was talking about making checklists and making a kind of run of show about what you wanted to cover and what you wanted to do, maybe there were things that didn't work out, or maybe there were things that you should have had on there that you didn't. Take that time right after the video to write that stuff out so that you can constantly be improving your own performance and your own things on the video. So that's definitely something I would highly recommend. And that's something that no matter what system you're using, no matter how you're getting things done, no matter what it is, it can 100% be effective for everyone. If you were doing things a little manually where you were trying to sell directly to customers on the video, you may be needing to reach out to them to collect payment information. You might be needing to reach out to them for addresses or shipping or confirming orders or stuff like that. If you're using some kind of third-party system, or if you're sending customers over to Etsy, then you can skip that part. But really, you just want to make sure you follow up on all the things that you said that you were going to do on the video. I know it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to take care of that for you, or I'm going to do those things, but you actually want to make sure that you follow through on those things. And as time goes on, you'll probably have some residual comments. You'll probably have people that are watching the replay. So a good practice is to go through and engage with those people, right? It's not, even though you were most likely trying to sell something on the video, sometimes people are just saying hello. Sometimes people are just leaving you saying you do beautiful work, or just complimenting you or talking about things. So this is a great opportunity. The next few days, or up to a week, I would say, is probably a really great opportunity for you to go through and take some time and actually acknowledge the people that were commenting. Maybe someone said that they made an order, and you can maybe check on that and see if that actually happened and thank them. You can engage with them. It's a really great opportunity to build some know and trust factor. It's a great opportunity for you to engage with people who engage with you on your page or on your profile. So that's a really great thing to do. The biggest thing I'm going to say, though, you guys, if you don't see any sales come through, that's okay. Don't freak out. Don't panic. One of the biggest things that I've always talked about in business, I know a lot of people will ask me, what's the most important thing that you've learned or whatever? Y'all, consistency is king. You want to make sure that you just keep pushing through, because one day that wall is going to break open and you're going to start seeing the results from all of the hard work. It's like the old saying about when you're planting a garden, if you don't do the watering, if you don't plow it, you put the seed, all the stuff, you're never going to be able to harvest from the plant. So you really have to make sure that you keep doing those things. And one thing I'm going to say to do after the video is don't get discouraged. I guess don't overanalyze if you made sales or if you didn't. You really want to just make sure that you're going to stay consistent. And if you're the type of person who, if you don't see immediate results, you're going to get discouraged, just try to keep that in the back of your mind and know that some things you don't always get immediate gratification for stuff like this. That's some very high level things that you can do, but I want to talk about a little more details of what you can do to actually look at the analytics of your video. So whether it be on Facebook or TikTok or any of the other social media platforms, you can actually go into the videos, and I know YouTube is really great for this too. You can go into the videos and you can see how many people were watching you live. You could see how long people were watching you for. You could see when you got the most engagement. You could see when the most comments came in. You can see a ton of stuff. And over time, and if you consistently keep making videos, what you can do is start identifying patterns. So you can start identifying if people really like it when I show the product on a door, or people really like it when I show. You can test this with different camera angles. You can test this with different selling points. You can test this with different seasons, different styles, all types of different things. And with enough video data and actually looking at the data, you can start identifying patterns of what performs well and what doesn't. And that let's just say that the next video, you use that data and you're just 5% better or 10% better or 1% better. Over time, over a long enough period, all of the things that you do better will start to compound on themselves. It's almost like an interest account or almost like a retirement account. You put $100 in for a month for the rest of your life. By the time you're ready to retire, you have $1 million or whatever it is. All of that works the same way. It's putting in the effort and putting in the little bits that make you grow just a little bit. And you'll find yourself realizing that it's a snowball. And I talked about this already in the last episode too. If you do those things to start building your snowball now, the snowball is going to get bigger and bigger faster, and you're going to have that growth that you're looking for. So going through your videos and looking for things like, when did the most people watch? When did the most people stop watching? When did the most people comment? How long did the most people watch? Was there a certain part of the video where you started talking about something and people stopped listening? All of those things are really important to look at with an analytical side. I know it's easy to be emotional and have feelings, especially when you take a lot of pride in what you do, or maybe you're sensitive, or everyone sees it differently. But what I challenge you guys to do is put on your analytical cap. Think about the facts, think about the data, and see what's doing well and what's not doing well, and do more of the good things and do less of the bad things every time you do a video. And what you'll find is that each video just keeps getting a little better every time. Y'all, another thing that I really want to bring up here, especially if you're doing the live videos and you're sending people over to Etsy and you're making sales, you really want to pay attention to what is selling. You really want to try to spot trends. You really want to look at patterns, because buyer behavior is mostly not random. It's mostly not random. And if you start consistently making sales, you'll come to realize that there are certain things that is similar with all of your sales, or there's patterns to the sales, or there's a rhyme or reason to what's happening. I know if you know my background, I know I'm an engineer, and I've been trained to think technically and to think all of these things, or think a certain way and look for patterns and spot problems and do all the things. But the thing is, you don't have to have a fancy engineering degree to do this. You just really need to pay attention to the buyer activity. So it's easy to say, oh, I did a video and I got a sale, but you really want to dig in and ask yourself, what happened? Was this one of the wreaths that I sold online? Is this one of the wreaths that I sold on my live sale? Is this one of the things that I showed one of my customers? That you really want to start asking yourself this question and looking into the data to see if that's actually true. Even if you were doing a video and you sent someone over to your Etsy shop and they bought something that wasn't specifically something that you showed, Etsy still knows if that person went directly to your store or not. Etsy, if you look into the analytics, it'll tell you if people searched your shop and found it just by browsing Etsy, or if they went directly to your store. So if you're on a video telling people to go look at your Etsy shop and you have a sale after, you can actually look at the data and determine if that was actually what happened or not. I know it's really hard to cover these types of topics, especially when it would be covered really easily if I could share my screen and show you, click here, do this, look at this. This is where the data is. But y'all, this is something we cover a ton in our business coaching group. If you don't know, I am a coach in the Makers University. We have a few thousand handmade sellers that are all members. They get training. We get live Q&A. We do all types of stuff. And I know computers and data is all something that creative business owners mostly struggle with, but I just want you to know that there are resources out there, whether it be the Makers University or not, that can help you get the kind of insights and the kind of data, and it'll help you put on or take off that creative cap for a minute and put on your critical thinking cap. So just know that you can join us at the Makers University, and we do share screens. We do give you walkthroughs, step-by-step tutorials on how to do all of this kind of stuff. I know it can be really scary. It can be really daunting. I know a lot of creatives struggle with it, but just know that there is support out there for that. Another thing I'm going to share here too. I know I'm talking a lot of, I don't want to say it's like big words or anything, but the point I'm trying to get is I know a lot of creatives struggle with this part of running a creative business, and just know that it doesn't make or break you. But being able to do it just a little bit can add a ton of value. Like I said, if you just try to find a pattern in one thing or try to find something you can improve on using some facts and some data, you can really start to exponentially grow your business. So even if you can take one thing and just know that, I can look at the video and I can see when people started commenting or when I got the most comments or when I got the most reactions, and just do more of that type of stuff on your videos, I guarantee you're going to see a lot of results. Y'all, that kind of summarizes what I really wanted to cover today. I know it's tough to talk about analytics and data on a verbal podcast recording, but I really wanted to just introduce to you the idea. I know we covered a lot of high level topics, and I just wanted to really use this as a way to inform you that Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all of these places, even Etsy, it's collecting data, and their data is mostly public to you, especially when it's about your page or your store. So just know that if you play around in the admin side of your Facebook accounts or your social media accounts or your Etsy account, there's data out there that can support you. And when you use that data, you use your video data in conjunction with your sales data on your marketplace, you can really start to marry the two together and use that to improve and to get better over time. That sounds daunting to you. I completely understand. But what I really want you guys to do is just get out there and start showing your product on video. And once you start seeing results, once you start seeing sales, your confidence is going to boost, and you're going to want to know how to make something that you have good even better. What I don't want you to feel is like you're not doing all these things, so you're never going to be successful. Y'all, all I need you to do is to go live and to show your product and start making some sales. And then you're going to get more confident. You're going to want to learn more. You're going to know that there's more out there. And that's when we will be here to help you. So I definitely don't want you to feel like there's too much. I don't want you to feel like you have to do all the things. I just want you guys to start. And I want you to know that this data and all of these analytics are available for you when you're ready for it. All right, y'all. I hope you learned something today. I hope you felt inspired. I hope I didn't scare you away with all the data talk. But I'll see you guys next time, y'all. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. I'll see you next time on the Makers Mean Business podcast. Bye, y'all.